Hey, this is Dwayne again, just touching base to maybe bring your awareness up on how important and critical it is to act when you're faced with a lawsuit, or if there's a potential for garnishment, or even worse, the levy of your assets, like your bank accounts or things that you need to get back and forth to work or to do work with. If you want to make sure that your rights are protected and that you preserve your position in the best circumstance, then you need to get in and see an attorney who has experience as soon as possible when you're served with a lawsuit. Burying your head in the sand can have very dangerous consequences. Those consequences could be that a judgment could be rendered against you where the creditor wasn't entitled to a judgment at all. For example, if the statute of limitations had already run and you don't raise that affirmative defense, or where they're alleging a certain dollar amount is owed and you know that you owe them something, but not nearly the dollar amount that they're claiming, you get a chance to have a judge between you and them, and you can ask them to prove to the judge's satisfaction how they have arrived at that very large dollar amount that they're saying that you owe. Even more dangerous is if they're alleging that you did something, committed something, took advantage of them somehow, that you really didn't. And if they get a judgment against you based on fraud or based on some sort of inappropriate conduct on your part, it's very difficult to unravel that if you can unravel it at all. So it's very important, if you're served with a lawsuit, act. Take that lawsuit document in, the complaint is what it's called, to an attorney to review it and have them indicate what they see based on what your circumstances are and based on what you explain has really been going on. A second thing that you need to be very careful about are garnishments. If there's a judgment and you're just hoping that it goes away and nothing happens, no, what's going to happen is once the creditor is aware, the judgment creditor at this point is aware that you're working someplace, they're going to issue through the court a garnishment order, and that garnishment is going to show up at your place of employment, and it'll take away a full 1/4 of your take-home pay. Now, I don't know many households that can lose 1/4 of their monthly income and still operate and function. The vast majority cannot. Finally, some of the greatest hardships that I've seen with clients, and I've dealt with them as recently as this week, is where a creditor comes in with a judgment and they seize a bank account where your paycheck has just gone into it, or money you've been saving up to make arrangements with creditors is sitting there, or monies you've been saving up to pay taxes with. And once they seize that resource, if they've got a legitimate judgment, you're not going to get that money back. It's very important that you not let your advantage go away by waiting to see maybe what would happen if you just hope that it goes away on its own. It's not going to likely. Set up an appointment to meet with me or someone from my office or anyone who's familiar and experienced with consumer bankruptcy matters to look at your situation and see what can be done to protect yourself from losing the resources that you need to fund and take care of your household.